closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthony and welcome back to the Anthony James Show here on Sports Fan Entertainment. Unfortunately, we're at the point of the season where power rankings are coming to the end. This is the final one for this NFL season. I'll be back next season, of course, but for now we are done. So let's do one more round of power rankings. Now, if you look in the description, I did it a little bit differently than usual. I have this week's power rankings on the left, and the parentheses, I have power rankings from where I was week 1 to where I am now, how the movement went. Yeah, I probably could have left that out, but I wanted to let you guys know how I was week 1 to where I am now. 3 teams stayed the same. They were the Patriots, they were the Buccaneers, and they were the Buffalo Bills, at least from my week 17 to my week 1. So let's get right into it. I'll be honest, after number 12 on here, it's just in order of the draft. So I won't get to those teams because the reason they are in their spot is because that's where they pick in the draft. Number 32 is the Browns because they pick number 1 overall. Number 13 are the Broncos because they picked number 20 overall. That's just how it went. So I'll talk about the first 12 teams and then we'll be done. So let's start out with the Patriots. They move up a slot to number 1. Third week in a row I've moved the Patriots and Cowboys around. But since they're 14-2 and they did win their week 17 matchup, I had to move the Patriots to number 1. I can't believe the Patriots actually went 14-2. I predicted them to go 13-3, so it wasn't too far off from what I predicted. But man, the Patriots looked good this season. Kind of scary to think that if Tom Brady did play the first 4 weeks, could we be talking about a 15-1 Patriots team? I don't know, but the Patriots have looked really good this year with Derek Carr being out. Their path to the AFC, the path to the Super Bowl and through the AFC just got a little bit easier. If I'm a Patriots fan, I must be happy right now. Next up, the Dallas Cowboys move them down to slot. You lost, you're 13-3, big deal. Like, who cares? You're 13-3, you had a fantastic season for the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, we'll see what they do in the playoffs, number 1 seed right now, but they have a hard road. The NFC's hard, and as I go through these rankings, you'll see why I say that. Next, the Chiefs at number 3 stayed in the same spot. They won their division. They got a first-round bye. Chiefs have been a pretty good team this year, definitely underrated. I think between the Broncos, Raiders, and Chiefs, probably the least amount of people picked Chiefs to win the division this year. So good for them. They won it. They were able to win against the Chargers, and the Broncos were able to beat the Raiders to give them this position. But good for them. I think when we're talking about the AFC, there's really only 3 teams that I think go to the Super Bowl: the Steelers, the Patriots, and the Chiefs. Chiefs are definitely the surprise team. We'll see what they do. I think the Chiefs could either be a team that get eliminated right away or maybe even make the Super Bowl. Who knows? I can tell you this, a Chiefs-Falcons Super Bowl will be super interesting because those 2 teams have not been to the Super Bowl in oh so long. Oh, Falcons, they did right at the end of the 20th century, but they still haven't won, so that makes up for it. Anyways, next, we have the Giants at number 4, stayed there. Frankly, they beat the Redskins when they didn't have to, kept them out of the playoffs. So I guess good for them because they're a divisional rival. But Giants, they have a tough road. They have to beat the Packers, and if they beat the Packers, they'll probably play the Cowboys. If they beat the Cowboys, they're going to play probably the Seahawks or Falcons, depending on who wins that. It's going to be tough for them. But if a team can do it, it's definitely the Giants. Eli Manning's done it before. He could do it again. Tough road for them. I kept them at number 4, though. I almost moved the Falcons up ahead of them. But Giants have been playing some good football this year. I think they'll be a scary team in the playoffs. Next up, talking about the Falcons, I moved them into the top 5. They are moving up a spot. Falcons have been doing well. Like I said, I almost moved them up ahead of the Giants, but I just couldn't. Scary team come playoffs. This offense, I could see doing some damage on these teams. NFC defensively, it's okay. It's not super strong for the NFC teams. Like, they're good defenses, but this Falcons team could run over those defenses. This Falcons team, I think they're kind of like the Chiefs, where I could see them getting eliminated right away or maybe even making it to the Super Bowl. I don't know. You guys know I haven't been high on the Falcons this year, so we'll see what they do. But, hey, good for them at least making the playoffs this year and getting a first-round bye at that. Steelers move them up a spot to 6. Been doing a great job overall this season. They started out kind of iffy, like, oh, they might not make the playoffs. They were able to rebound. Now they're in the playoffs, and I think when we're talking about teams to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC, it's Patriots, Steelers, Chiefs. Steelers probably at number 2. I think they have a very good shot at making the Super Bowl this year. We'll see if they can do it at number 7. I move the Packers up 4 slots. Tough matchup against the Giants. Like I said, these NFC teams are going to be tough. If they beat the Giants, there's a good chance they'll face the Cowboys. If not them, they'll have to face the Falcons. Either way, it's a tough matchup. Hard path, if anyone can do it, it's an Aaron Rodgers-led team, though. Packers have really rebounded after going 4-6. We'll see if they can continue their success in the playoffs. Next, the Seahawks, keep them at 8. They are my Super Bowl pick, so I feel like they can do it. I picked them before the season started. We'll see what they do. They're number 3 seed. They're not like they usually are where they have a first-round bye. I mean, they didn't last year, but they've been a good team. They have to win at least one playoff game, I'd assume. So they'll do damage. Outside, only the Packers are a team that were in the playoffs last year. So they have the experience to make the NFC Championship, and who knows, maybe even the Super Bowl. Definitely a team to watch out in the Seahawks. Next up, the Dolphins at 9, kept them the same. Frankly, I probably could have moved them down because they lost, but the teams below them, I don't think they have a chance of making it far. Obviously, because I have 2 teams playing against each other, one of them will advance this week. But I don't think any of those 3 teams have a real shot of making the Super Bowl or their conference championship. Dolphins maybe, but they have a tough matchup against the Steelers. I'm definitely not predicting that. But who knows? Dolphins have been a surprise playoff team this year, which for them is good. Of course, for me, the one year I pick them not go to the playoffs, they finally do. I picked them the last 2 years, so this is what they reward me with. But good for them. Hopefully they can build on the success next year. Tom Brady, who knows? He probably has like 2, maybe 3 years left in him. So when he goes down, maybe this means the Dolphins can take over. Hopefully for their sake they do. I don't know if that actually happens, but as a Dolphins fan, you probably can hope for that. Next up at number 10, the Raiders, drop them down 5 slots. Unfortunately, without Derek Carr, they stand no chance. Between them and the Texans, one of them will win. If they win, they'll lose in the divisional round. I don't see them doing much. I was not high on Connor Cook coming out of college. Definitely not high on him now. 4th round is where I thought he probably should go as earliest. I think the Raiders took him too high because they had to trade up for him. But hey, you're finally going to see what he's like. I don't think he's a good quarterback. But you drafted him to play, so we'll see if he plays. This is his chance. He's a 3rd stringer for this season for a reason, though. Next up, the Lions at number 11. I drop him a slot. He lost, unfortunately, in the NFC Championship, or NFC North Championship game. Sucks for you guys. You haven't won the division since the 90s, and you have yet to win the NFC North. But you're in the playoffs. I don't think you're going to win. But even if you do find a way to beat the Seahawks, hey, good for you. A surprising season. Nobody really expected the Lions to do as well as they did. So congratulations for you guys on that. And finally, the Texans at number 12. I kept them in the same spot. They won their division. Frankly, between them or the Raiders, one of them has to win. So if they win there, they'll make it to the divisional round and lose. If they don't, they'll just be done in the wild card. Either way, the Texans haven't been good. I knew Brock Osweiler wouldn't be good. I said that coming into the season. I shouldn't say nobody. There were definitely people that thought that. But I expected Brock Osweiler to do what he did this season. Stink up the joint. Now you signed him, and you're already going to look for his replacement. That sucks. I'm glad I'm not the Texans. It's going to be a hard road for them to find another quarterback. Could have drafted Paxton Lynch. Frankly, could have done a lot of other things instead of bringing up Brock Osweiler. You didn't. Now you're facing the consequences. I'll be honest, Paxton Lynch hasn't been lighting it up his rookie year. But frankly, he's a lot cheaper, and even if you didn't draft a quarterback round 1, why didn't you do round 2 or 3 instead of drafting Brock Osweiler? Or, paying Brock Osweiler. But you're facing the consequences, now you realize it. But that's it. Also, like I said, the next teams are just in the order of the draft, so look down, tell me what you think in the comments below. This is my last power rankings of the NFL season. I do plan on doing a video every week like I usually do on here. So if you have a video suggestion, something you'd like me to see to talk about, discuss on this channel, feel free to leave in the comments below. I'm considering, it probably won't be for a month or so, doing a video where I compare players in the drafts. I compare like a Deshaun Kaiser to a Deshaun Watson, say which one I like more, where I think they'll go in the draft, all that. So tell me if you have any video suggestions that you would like to see me do here on this channel. And if you did enjoy me, consider coming to my channel, Anthony James TV, link in the description. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Anthony James TV. It's been a fun season doing these power rankings for the teams in the playoffs and including the Packers. I wish you all the best of luck. Hope your team has success come the playoffs. As for the other 20 teams, better luck next year. That's all I have for now. Until next time, this is Anthony. I'm out. See you all later.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.